We are in trouble, lads. Oh, that's the little things in life, you know?
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's...
Mirror, mirror on the wall, or in my hand, who is the chaddest titan of them all? Well, we are asking for 2,000 likes. That's right, guys. Yes, 2,000 likes. Juice the algorithm for your boy. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, hit that bell. Follow me on Twitch. That is right. Also follow me on Twitter. We are making a quick little trip over to my Twitter feed, DFP Shake on Twitter, by the way. At last, thank you Bungie for nerfing the overpowered slide ability. It's been coming a long time, man, but sliding is incredibly overpowered, along with running and jumping. But anyway, if you guys don't know, you get minus stability when shooting your gun when sliding. You also take extra flinch, and shotguns get plus 15 to their pellet spread. So even more RNG, even more flinch, and less stability, all for daring to slide. That's right, yes sir. Sliding is overpowered, guys. That's right, let the pictures tell you everything. That's how I feel about this change, and you should feel that way too, because it's ridiculous, to be completely frank with you. However, there is a perk that will save us from this absolute nonsense, and it's firmly planted. Increase accuracy, stability, and handling when firing whilst crouched. But if you guys didn't know, firmly planted also procs when you're sliding, because sliding can only be possible by crouching while sprinting. And so yes, firmly planted may well be the solution to this problem. You can see it in my dim here. We got an epitaph with firmly planted, an extraordinary rendition. We got an old fashioned, which is sunset. So there are quite a few weapons that roll with firmly planted. You're gonna want to keep an eye on some of these. Obviously in today's video we're using the grid skipper and the wrist walker that roll with it. We've got a finite impact there, the iron banner hand cannon could come into the meta. We've got the GN7, quite a few pulses with firmly planted. Fusion rifle trying to resist him. Fusion rifles, you really want to go for firmly planted now. Frozen orbit as well. One of the only snipers that seems to roll with firmly planted. Well, maybe the only one that I own. I'm not sure exactly how many weapons have firmly planted as a perk, but it's there. It's definitely gettable on you know, pretty much each weapon archetype, more or less. A couple of hand cannons have it. We got it on plenty of pulse rifles, like this one that I'm using right now. The wrist walker that I'm using has firmly planted, and yes, firmly planted will kind of counteract this change from Bungie. Now, I want to talk about why this change is just, it's so bad. Now, hear me out. Before anyone's in the comment section, bro, slide shotgun, overpowered. Right, okay, cool, man. I understand. The donkey sliding around everywhere, shotgunning you in sixes, it's annoying. I know, dude. I know. Some of these maps are so small and congested that a slide shotgunner has ample opportunity to slide in your face and take you out. However, as annoying as shotgunning can be, there is a counter to it, and it's called distance. And you can create distance between you and your opponent if you have something called awareness and you're looking at your radar. So there is a counter to this. And in my opinion, this change is incredibly unnecessary. I think regular shotguns, pellet spread shotguns, have been nerfed enough in my opinion. They got quick draw removed and they have less range and consistency than they had before. You can clearly see less people are using shotties as well, and obviously slug shotguns have kind of taken over the meta, so that shows that this change has been effective. But Bungie wanted to nerf shotguns even more. Fair enough. So the pellet spread nerf, so you have increased pellet spread when you're sliding when firing a shotty. Okay, fine. You know what? I don't even use these regular shotguns, so it doesn't really affect me. But what does affect me is losing stability and taking twice as much flinch for sliding into a gunfight with my primary weapon. That does affect me. That probably affects anyone who's reached even a basic level of competence in PvP. You slide into pretty much every gunfight. Now watch the gameplay. Like I slide all the time. If someone is round a corner waiting for you, the smart thing to do is slide around that corner and engage, because obviously, you know, you don't want to just walk around the corner like a bot and be at head level and get your head blown off by a sniper or any weapon that, you know, a player's just there waiting for you. What this change does is it punishes players for being proactive and for making the first move. So for example, picture this scenario, right? You've got Barry waiting around the corner with his weapon, right? And Barry isn't moving, okay? Barry's just stood still like a bot, okay? He's not moving, he's a statue, right? Then you've got Tryhard Timmy, and he comes running around the corner and he slides. Now, the second they make this engagement happen, right? First of all, Barry has the advantage because he was waiting for you, and Timmy made the first move, right? So Timmy's already exposed himself. Not only has he exposed himself first, now he's taking twice as much flinch, and his weapon has less stability. What kind of change is that? Like, what are they doing? Like, there is no positive upside to this change. It is absolutely bonkers. And I'll tell you another thing that's so awful about this change is it's not going to feel good to see the stability on your weapon drop for doing something as common as a slide. You're going to be sliding all the time. Now, picture this, right? Say you have a bottom dollar, okay, with like 30 or 40 stability. It's not a high stability weapon, right? Say you're using some low stability type of weapon. Now, every time you slide, that 30 stability is now 10 stability, right? And when you slide around a corner, you want to get the first shot off, right? That's the advantage of sliding and being proactive. That first shot is going to be much more suspect to being flinched because you're taking twice as much flinch, right? That first shot's going to have no stability if you're running a low stability weapon, especially for people on controller. Maybe on MNK it might not be as noticeable because they have built-in stability and less recoil, but yeah, this is just a frankly awful change. However, now I've got the negative out the way, it's time for the positive. I feel like Firmly Planted is going to counteract this nerf pretty well. And it's very, very important if you are an aggressive player and someone who likes to slide into gunfights, aka anyone who's half decent at the game, you're going to want to look for guns with Firmly Planted. There are a couple of hand cannons. The finite impact to the Iron Banner one can roll with it. You've also got the weapons I'm using right now, the Grid Skipper, and the Wrist Walker, I think might be the only shoddy that rolls with Firmly Planted as far as sped shotguns go anyway. And Firmly Planted is absolutely fantastic on shotguns. It tightens the pellet spread and it ups the consistency. So Firmly Planted will actively work against this change from Bungie. Firmly Planted is our savior basically. And if you want to play with aggression, you really need to consider Firmly Planted. It's going to help you in a big, big way. Because obviously this change is designed to punish players for being aggressive, even with a primary weapon. Forget just sliding around with a shotgun all day. Bungie are actively looking to punish players who are sliding around a corner and shooting a primary weapon. So praise Firmly Planted, because it's going to save you from this problem, I'm pretty sure. Now look, we don't know how severe this change is going to be. We don't know, it might not even be noticeable. Maybe, right? But just the general philosophy behind this change is disappointing though. And it's just uncomfortable to think about that this is what they're willing to do and this is their solution to problems within the sandbox. For me, it's an absolutely awful change, but Firmly Planted is an absolutely fantastic perk that will basically keep you safe from what is an absolutely ridiculous change from Bungie. So guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.